sarvam, all these, etat, inquiries, cha, also that I have been not able to ask. Bhagavan, O great sage, Prashrataha, of the inquisitive, may myself, Anupurvashaha, from the beginning, Tattvataha, just in accordance with the truth, Arhasi, may kindly be explained, Udahartum, as you will let know, Prapannaya, one who is surrendered, Mahamune, O great sage. Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. O great sage, representative of the Lord, kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness in all that I have inquired from you and all that I may not have inquired from you from the very beginning of my questionings. Since I am a surrendered soul unto you, please impart full knowledge in this connection. Please repeat the translation. O great sage, representative of the Lord, kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness in all that I have inquired from you and all that I may not have inquired from you from the very beginning of my questionings. Since I am a surrendered soul unto you, please impart full knowledge in this connection. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The spiritual master is always prepared to impart knowledge to the disciple, and specifically when the disciple is very inquisitive. Inquisitiveness on the part of a disciple is greatly necessary for the progressive disciple. Maharaj Parikshit is a typical disciple because he is perfectly inquisitive. If one is not very inquisitive about self-realization, one need not approach a spiritual master simply to make a show of discipleship. Maharaj Parikshit is inquisitive not only for all that he has inquired, but he is also anxious to know what he has not able to inquire. Factually, it is not possible for a man to inquire about everything from the spiritual master, but the bona fide spiritual master is able to enlighten the disciple in every way for the disciple's benefit. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So after finishing his inquiries or questions to Shukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj is consolidating about what he wants to know from his Guru, Shukadeva Goswami. O Bhagavan, O Mahamune, O great sage, Bhagavan, you are a representative of the Lord. Kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness. Prichrataha, I am Prichrataha, I am very inquisitive now. About what? Sarvam etak cha. Sarvam etat, whatever I have asked you, cha, and whatever I could not ask you. Maybe I asked only 50%, remaining 50% also, which I could not ask. In this perspective, everything related to the subject, tattvataha. And please explain to me in truth about the subject. Anupurvashaha, from the very beginning, I have been asking so many questions. Starting from first canto, 19th chapter. Then second canto, first chapter, some questions were there. Second canto, fourth chapter, some questions were there. Second canto, fifth chapter, some questions were there. So in that way, I have been asking various levels of questions. So till now, whatever I have been asking from the very beginning, please, in Tattvataha is explained elaborately. Since I am a soul surrendered unto you, Prapannaya, I am surrendered unto you. Udahrittam, because may kindly be explained. Arhasi, because I am inquisitiveness, you should satisfy my inquisitiveness. Please explain in detail, and I'll be very much appreciate your answers. So in this chapter itself, almost in 15 verses, 2.8.7 onwards to 2.8.23, almost 16 verses. So many questions were put forward. In each verse again, 2-3 questions were there, sub-questions were there. So all these things I have been inquiring from you, and with one basic question. What was the first question what was asked? What is the duty of a person about to die? No, what is the duty of a person? Just first thing is. And specifically when he is about to die. That was the second question. General duty of a person, and specifically at the time of death, what should be his duty? This is in 1st Canto, 19th chapter. First he had put forward these questions to all the sages there. When all the sages, they could not come to any conclusion. There were various sages, around 60,000 sages has assembled at that time, when Parikshit Maharaj had quit his kingdom and he was waiting at a place of bank of river Ganges or Yamuna. Where is he waiting? Ganges or Yamuna? So that's why I'm asking, which is Ganges or Yamuna? They say Ganges. It is a place called Sukratal. That is a place where Shukadeva Goswami narrated Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. That is around 70-80 kilometers from Delhi. Sukratal is a place there. Even now, today there is a Vyasa Gaddi. That Shukadeva Goswami's, that entire place is there. Like how Naimisharanya, where Sota Goswami spoke. When Sota Goswami spoke, around 90,000, 88,000 sages were there. When Sota Goswami spoke. When Shukadeva Goswami spoke, it was 60,000 sages, it seems, who had assembled there to hear. Because they were all inquisitive to understand the highest form of discussion is going to come in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the transcendental torchlight for these people who are struggling in this darkness. So Shukadeva Goswami was requested by Parikshit Maharaj in various ways. He is putting forward. I wanted to clear all my doubts, inquisitiveness, because of his sheer inquisitiveness. So what to understand from this point? Prabhupada says, inquisitiveness is a sign of intelligence of the disciple. One who has accepted a guru speaks intelligently. See, these are the points we are trying to understand from the perspective of guru and disciple. He never speaks nonsense. That is the sign of having accepted a bona fide guru. Means the qualification of a disciple who is coming in the parampara will not speak nonsense. He will be an intelligent man. Prabhupada quotes in Science of Self-Realization, this one is there. Then one more place. In perfect questions, perfect answers also, one devotee is asking, Prabhupada is saying, you have no mind to follow austerities. But when you accept a spiritual master, you carry out his order. That is austerity. Devotee. Even if you don't want to practice austerity, you must. Yes, you must. Because you have surrendered to your spiritual master, his order is final. So even if you don't like it, you have to do it to please him or to please me, Prabhupada is saying. Devotee. Okay. Prabhupada. But you don't like. Nobody likes to fast, but the spiritual master says, today is fasting. So what can be done? A disciple is one who has voluntarily agreed to be disciplined by the spiritual master. That is austerity. So Prabhupada is saying, tomorrow is Narasimha Jayanti, fasting. So let us plan fasting now itself. In this material world, a servant serves a master as long as the servant is pleased. And as long as the master is pleased. If master is displeased, he will dismiss the servant. If the servant is displeased, he will quit the job. Either way. The servant is pleased as long as the master pays him. And the master is pleased as long as the servant renders good service. However, in the spiritual world, if the servant cannot serve under certain conditions, the master is still pleased. And if the master does not pay, the servant is also pleased. This is called oneness, absolute. A guru may have hundreds of disciples, hundreds of servants, but he doesn't have to pay them. They are serving out of spiritual love, and the guru is teaching without receiving a salary. This is a spiritual relationship. There are no cheaters, there is nobody getting cheated. This is such a relationship. So outside world, if either way there is a dissatisfaction, the process is cut there. But in the spiritual process, either way, where there is no proper fulfillment also, the other one will keep continuing. That is the nature of spiritual propensity, tendency. So everywhere this inquisitiveness, this terminology of asking is there. So Shukdev Goswami, it said that he had answered the rest of the questions, whatever has been put forward in the entire Bhagavatam, elaborately in 2nd canto, 9th chapter, with the 4 answers of Lord Krishna to Brahma. All these questions have been summarized in that 4 answers. But it was impossible for us to relate that answers. He had to relate again Maitreya Vidura's discussion. In 3rd canto, 6th chapter to 8th chapter, Vidura had put forward almost, it says like some 100 questions or something like that. 2-3 chapters were questions by Vidura itself. So many questions he will put forward. So the context is same thing, because you had asked me a question. I will also refer to a situation where Vidura was asking a similar questions almost nearby to Maitreya, where Maitreya answered them as per the parampara system. See, that's why the Tattvataha, in truth. In entire Bhagavad Gita, you will see 4 places Tattvataha. Can anybody remember where are the 4 places Tattvataha? 4.9. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha. One who knows in truth of my birth and my activities. The result of knowing in truth is Tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti Arjuna. Once he quits his body, he will never take one more body. He will go back home, back to Godhead. 7.3. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam abhisiddhanam Kashyan mam veti tattvataha. Many thousands of people endeavor for perfection. Out of that, only 1% succeeds. Out of thousands of perfected people, only 1% knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth. Then open 10.7. Before explaining Chatusloki Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says again the word tattvataha there. Mamayo veti tattvataha, so avikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshayah. He who knows in truth this glory and power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. So to know about the Lord, His position and His capacity. In truth, if you know, you'll automatically engage in devotional service. This is 3rd tattvataha. 4th tattvataha, 18.55. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yasyasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate dad alantaram. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Abhijanati means to know. Only by bhakti one can know about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Yavan yasyasmi tattvataha. And in truth, if you know, then tatoma tattvato jnatva vishate tad alantaram. If you know in truth completely about me, so once you quit this body, you will become eligible to enter into spiritual world. Vishate tad anantaram. Vishate means to quit this body, tad anantaram, you will become qualified to enter into the spiritual world. So these are the 4 places about tattvataha. And again, tattva darshinaha is again in one more place is there. 4.34. What is it? Tadvidhi pranipatena Pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. So one who has understood the truth, he will be able to present the truth properly. And the result of knowing the truth also is there in the next verse itself. Yajñatva na punarmoham evam yashashi pandava. Yajñatva, knowing which, na punarmoham. one will not come under this illusion. Evam Yashashi Pandava. Oh Arjuna, by knowing this truth about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the material world, the Jiva, the interaction between all these things, so one will never come under illusion. So everywhere the importance of Tattvata has been certified. So similarly in Bhagavatam also many places again Shukadeva Goswami is again put forward, Parikshit has put forward to Shukadeva Goswami some questions regarding Lord Krishna in the 10th canto where he says, Etad anyakcha sarvamcha mune Krishna vicheshtitam vaktum arhasi sarvajna shraddhadanaya vistritam. He wanted to know Krishna vistritam, in elaborately he wanted to understand. Because Krishna's name and details have been given in 9th canto, last chapter, in a small way. It has been just explained briefly. But Parikshit Maharaj wants to know, Vistrutam, elaborately I want to understand. Etak anyakcha sarvamcha, whatever I have asked you, sarvamcha, anyakcha, what I could not ask you. Krishna vichestitam, about what? The pastimes and activities of Lord Krishna. Krishna's specific pastimes. Vichestitam. Chesta means activity. Vichestitam means specific, specific activities. Vaktum arhasi sarvajna. I am asking you because you are sarvajna. You are knower of all these details. Shraddha Danaya, because I am very faithfully surrendered unto you. I am very eager to hear from you. Shraddha Danaya is with faith and eagerness to hear. So in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada quotes in one more place, what are the qualifications of the disciple? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, while discussing with Sanatana Goswami, there Prabhupada quotes this verse. He says from 11th canto, Uddhava Gita, he quotes, Amanya Masyaro Daksho Nirmamo Druda Sauhrudaha Asatvaro Artha Jijnasuhu Anasuyuhu Amogavak. These are the qualities of a disciple. He said, Amanyaha. Manyaha means to expect pride, name, fame. Amanyaha means one who is free from pride and other qualities. Masyaraha, enviousness. Dakshaha, one who is very expert. Nirmamaha, free from attachment. Druda Sauhrudaha, one who is determined. Asatvaraha, one... So disciple must have the following qualifications. He must give up interest in the material bodily conception. He must give up material lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness and envy. He should be interested only in understanding the science of God, and he should be ready to consider all points in this matter. He should no longer think, I am this body, this thing belongs to me. One must love the spiritual master with unflinching faith, and one must be very steady and fixed. The bona fide disciple should be inquisitive to understand transcendental subject matter. He must not search out faults among good qualities. He should be no longer be interested in material topics. His only interest should be Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So many points have been enumerated. We should be free from all material qualities. We should be free from this Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These are the 6 enemies within a jiva. Then he should be free from bodily concept of life, which is represented by I and mine. Then he should be free from fault finding. Generally, we have a big screen on which a small dot will be there. When you ask the people, what are you seeing? They'll see only the small dot. They will not see the 99.9% that white screen, they will not see. That one small dot they will see. This is the fault-finding tendency in us. So Prabhupada is saying we should be free from that fault-finding tendency. We should try to identify the good qualities. Then he should be Artha Jijnasuhu. He should be inquisitive to understand completely about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Amogavak, whatever he speaks, it should speak only of Krishna's related topics. He should not speak Gramya Katha. And he should not be attached to this Asatvaraha, temporary body. and he should be Drudha Sauhrudaha, and he should be very much determined and fixed in his endeavor. Because is it possible to obtain knowledge without surrendering to spiritual master? Nimittani cha tasyeha proktani anaka suribihi swato jnanam kutah pumsam bhaktir vairagyam evacha. The importance of serving a spiritual master is explained by Vidura. When he was questioning Maitreya, he is saying, thank you very much for explaining one set of answers. He says, Nimittani cha tasyeha, because the devotees are called Anaga Suribihi. They are spotless. Anaga Suribihi. They are the source of all the knowledge. Tasya Nimittani. The complete information about the Lord is first available with the Lord. And the next person who is maximum available is with the spiritual master. So tasya nimittani, the maximum knowledge is available with you. You are the source of all the knowledge concerning the Lord. Then how can one have knowledge? Kutah pumsam swatak jnana. Independently swatak jnana we don't have. So people have to endeavor for that knowledge. Of what knowledge? Of bhaktir vairagyam evacha. That knowledge consists of bhakti, devotional service to the Lord, and vairagya, detachment from this material world. This is the thing what we expect from the spiritual master. The details which will connect us towards the Supreme Lord, and the details which will detach us from this material world. Bhakti vairagya mevacha. The jnana of bhakti and vairagya. So he is also saying, Etan me pruchyatah prashnan hareh karma vivitsaya. I have put all these prashna for in front of you, because I want to know about pastimes of Lord Krishna. Hare karma vivitsaya. Elaborately I want to understand about Krishna's pastimes, Lord Hari's pastimes. Bruhime ajnasya mitravad. As a friend who is compassionate towards the other friend, mitravad, bruhime, explain to me, ajnasya, because I am an ignorant person, ajaya, because I am also lost my vision. I am ignorant. I am lost my vision, ajaya, nashta chakshushaha, because I am those who have lost their vision because of the material modes of nature. Jaya means one who has conquered the material modes. Ajaya means one who is subdued by the material modes. Because I am ajayaha, I am ajnasya, and I am nashta chakshushaha. My vision has been lost. So finally he says, what is the greatest welfare activity? What is the greatest welfare activity? Devotional service is for yourself, but welfare activity is to others. What is the greatest thing that is the welfare activity considered as the best? Distribution of spiritual knowledge is the greatest philosophical charitable activity. And Bhagavatam confirms that. He says, Sarva Vedascha Yajnascha Tapo Dhanani Cha Anaga. By studying all the Vedas, by doing all the Yajnas, by doing all categories of austerities, Dhanani Cha Anaga, O sinless one, they are not equal to Dhana. Of what? Jivabhya Pradhanasya. Jiva Abhaya Pradhanasya. If you can make a Jiva fearless in this material world, Abhaya, by the knowledge, by the Dhana, charity, that is the best charity what one can execute. To make a Jiva Abhaya Pradhanaha. To grant immunity from all material miseries is the highest charitable activity what one can perform, which is beyond Vedic charities, sacrifices, penances. So this is the speciality. So disposition of knowledge, communication of this Vedic knowledge, which makes a man abhayam. Because Parikshit Maharaj was fearful, what will be at my point of death. So to make him abhayam is the process of the whole Shukadeva Goswami's teachings. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Harihi Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyas Cha Ichchata Abhayam. If you want to become fearless in this material world, it is Shrotavyaha Kirtavyaha Smartavyaha. By Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Harihi, about the Supreme Lord Hari. If you can engage in Shrotavyaha, Kirtitavyaha, Smartavyaha, then you become fearless in this material world. Because fear is the element which is subduing the jiva in this material. Bhayam dvitiya biniveshata syad. 11th canto it says. Bhayam, fear of this material world, fear of death, anything fear of this world is the one which is binding the jiva in this material world. Fear. So if you have to become fearless, you have to take to the shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there was one disciple of Agastya Muni. His name was Sutikshan. So one day, Lord Ramachandra, while going in the forest, what is that forest? You pick a Chitrakoot area mein? Dandakaranya is below Chitrakoot. Above Chitrakoot, that is, Chitrakoot area is Panchavati. Panchavati it is called, Panchavati area, Chitrakoot area. So at the time, before proceeding where, he wanted to go and first meet Agastya Muni and take his guidance, where to proceed. So at that time, from Ayodhya, there was one person following Lord Ramachandra. He is the disciple of Agastya Muni. His name was Sutikshan. So he had asked Lord, can I come with you? So Lord asked him, why do you want to come with me? Because I am going to my Guru, my spiritual master Agastya Muni was my Guru. So if he was your Guru, why did you leave him? I did not leave him, but he had asked me to leave because I made one huge mistake, some foolish activity I had done. So what was that activity? Agastya Muni had one Shaligrama, which he used to worship with a lot of devotion every day. So one time when he was on a trip, so Sutikshan had asked Agastya Muni, can I worship that Shaligrama till you come back? So then Agastya Muni gave him the permission. So with all devotion and endeavor, he was worshipping that Shaligrama. So it was summer time. After some days, he made one small mistake. Small means a big mistake in a way. Summertime there will be, near his ashrama there was fruit, Kala Jamun fruit. Kala Jamun? Malum hai na? Neredkai. Kala Jamun. So he wanted to throw a stone and make the fruits fall to the ground. He wanted to taste that fruits. So he could not find any suitable stone there. So he took up Shaligrama and threw onto the tree. And by chance, not all the times that stone will go and hit the fruit only. 99.9 times it will miss through the branches and it will jump elsewhere. So it missed the branches and flew into the river which was flowing next to the ashrama. And he tried his means and endeavor. Where will you find in the river, flowing river, the Shaligrama? So Shaligrama was lost. So in the meantime, Guru had come back. So Guru had come back. Now how to convey the mistake he has done? So what he done? So he climbed the tree, plucked up one Kala Jamun and put it there in front of Shaligrama. Then Guru asked, bring my Shaligrama today, I want to do my worship. Then disciple was saying, no, he's trying to avoid the situation. No, please don't do. I will do. Then Guru is saying, no, I will only do. So after so much to and forth, he brought the Kala Jamun there. He had put it in front of his Guru. After Guru had done Abhishekam, all these things and all, because of water, ghee, melted ghee, all these things and all, Kala Jamun broke. So then he started maintaining an attitude of saying that for so many days you have been worshipping Shaligram, that's why Shaligram broke. Then Guru came to know that this boy is cheating. Then he had asked him, what did you do? Because he's a Trikalagnya, he's a great sage. So then he had revealed that he had tried to fetch the Kala Jamun and he had threw the Shaligram and it fell into the river. And foolishly I have done this mistake, please forgive me or please pardon me. Then Guru said, okay, you go away from here, better don't stay here. So he was sent away to Ayodhya. So when Lord Ramachandra is coming, now why do you want to come? At the end, okay, Lord Ramachandra asked, now why do you want to come? So now I can go, fall down at the feet of my Guru, and I can beg forgiveness, and I can ask him, see, since for throwing the Shila, I take the responsibility of bringing the Supreme Lord himself to you. Because I have thrown the Shila, now I am bringing and handing over the Lord into you, to yourself, please forgive me. So in this way, again Agastya Muni will receive his disciple back and engage him in the service. So, disciple means smartness. वो स्मार्टनेस उधर भी रहने क्या शालिग्राम थ्रो करने के पहले नो ही शुड नॉट हैव डन दैट बट स्टिल हाउ व्हाट टू लर्न फ्रॉम एनी इंसिडेंट समटाइम्स क्रेजियस्ट थिंग्स वी ट्राई टू डू शॉर्टकट्स वी ट्राई टू डू a service is given we'll try to do shortcut वो कट शॉर्ट करेगा हमको बाद में रिजल्ट भी ऐसा ही रहेगा so we have to be very careful when we are especially when we are dealing with Vaishnavas and deities and the paraphernalia. So Prabhupada also used to narrate one funny story about Gopal Bhan. You heard of the stories, Gopal Bhan stories? He was like Tenali Ramakrishna or like Birbal. Birbal is but a great minister. Tenali Ramakrishna was like, he was a court jester who used to make the king laugh. So Raja Krishnachandra was the king of Navadvip area. During Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, if you want to go to Navadvip, you have to get down at Krishnanagar. And Krishnanagar was the main capital for that small province, and Raja Krishnachandra was the ruler for that province. He is under Nawab Hussain, some Nawab, some Mughal person. And their capital is around Gaud, which is around 200 miles away from Navadvip Mayapur area. But Navadvip Mayapur was the area of learning. All the scholars, all the teachers, they were all there in that area. Like how Nalanda, Takshashila, at that time Navadvip Mayapur was the place for all categories of learning. So one day when Digvijayi had come to the Mughal's place and he had challenged the Mughal, I want to debate, please send me the best of your persons, I would like to debate. So when this message had come, the Mughal person thought, now it is prestige for me. So he had sent his message to all the scholars, and he had even sent the message to Raja Krishnachandra also to send me the best of the scholars from your kingdom, so that they can debate with this Digvijayi. So everybody, they started running away from the kingdom, saying some excuse. My wife is about to deliver, I have to go and see her. My mother-in-law is sick, I am not feeling well, I am having some disease. Like that, everybody were giving excuses. So Raja Krishnachandra was also in confusion. What to do? He was in anxiety because the emperor is asking, what to do. So at that time, Gopal Bhan had come and asked him, what is so anxiety? Why are you having so anxiety? Why are you so fearful? Then the king said, no, don't play jokes with me. This is not the time to play jokes. No, I am not joking you. I am asking you, what is the problem? No, this is not the time. Please go away. It is a very severe situation here. So, sir, I am asking what is that severe situation? If possible, I can help you out. So, after 2-3 repeated requests, the king started narrating what the system was. And there is a scholar who has come forward to debate. No, nobody is coming forward. Now, what should I do? Then Gopal said, it is a simple problem. I have easy solution. What is that solution? I'll come back to you in a day, he said. So he went home, he shaved his head, put one big shika, put Vaishnava Nama everywhere on his body. He put one saffron chaddar with Harinama, saffron dhoti with a Harinam chaddar. And he took one kamandalu and danda. So everybody could understand a great Vaishnava looking like appearance. Then he went to his house, there was an old cot. So he removed one of its leg, took one very costly silver cloth, wrapped that leg in that silver cloth, and he put it into his, armpit. He put it under his armpit and he came to the king. So as soon as the king saw, hey, you are looking nice Vaishnava style, what is this new appearance? This is how I am going to go and defeat the Digvijayi. So Digvijayi, then how? You listen after I come back. So he went to the king's place. The king very nicely welcomed him, took care of him. He said, because I have journeyed for a couple of days, I am very tired. Let me rest for 2-3 days, then I'll come back. So 2-3 days became 1 week. He was nicely enjoying the feast. He was ordering whatever he wants to eat. Everything is to his satisfaction. He's spending nicely 1 week holiday ले लिया. Holiday लेने के बाद then the Digvijay is asking, कब आएगा आपका आदमी, कब डिबेट करेंगे? रेस्ट लेने के लिए 2 दिन पूछा गया, 1 हफ्ता हो गया, क्या करेंगे? Then king sent this message, please come, the Digvijay is asking. So next day he came in the morning to the court. So with his heavy appearance, then he was having his Katvanga Purana. It is called Katvanga Purana. So as soon as he came in front of the king, he did namaskara. And he did namaskara to the opposite Digvijay also. And he removed his Katvanga Purana from with the cloth. He started touching to his head and he started speaking. Whatever I am speaking the truth. And because of my Katvanga Purana, I am able to see the past, present and future. In the next 1 minute, what is going to happen to this Digvijayi, I am able to perceive that there were divine constellations about divine nakshatra, which is very auspicious on the Digvijayi. So it is said that if anybody can pluck one hair and keep that hair with them, they are going to get all the auspiciousness what is meant for this Digvijayi. In the next moment, all the people in the court jumped on that Digvijayi and forcefully plucked all his hair. And everywhere the blood is coming out, and to save his life, that Digvijayi ran away from the kingdom. As soon as the Digvijayi ran away from his kingdom, so the king was very much happy, and he gave him around $1,000 gold coins. And when he came back, his king also gave him 1,000 gold coins. So he got double. Then he had asked, what did you do? What did you say? See, he said, Purana caught. Katva Anga. Purana hai. So I did not speak any lie. According to that is an old court, Purana cart. Uska anga hai, ye leg. So they said, along to Katvanga Purana, he who is a person, if you are intelligent enough, you will go to a Muslim person who doesn't know anything about Vedic knowledge. Or you are putting him as a judge to decide who is the winner. Means you are a foolish person only. Use your little intelligence. When you want to debate, the person who is observing the debate should be a highly intelligent person. In front of him, you can debate. You cannot debate in front of a foolish person and declare that you are a Digvijayi. So then I understood this is a fraud person. A fraud person has to be taught in a fraud way only. This is why I handle him in this way. So, like that, spiritual knowledge is also, we should be able to identify who is a cheater and who is a genuine person. Sometimes many people come, but with a cheating tendency. So this bhakti is such a way that it will help us to advance in most intelligent way. We should be intelligent, smart enough. In any activity, jignasaha, we should have that inquisitiveness. That's a symbol of a devotee. So we will further continue. Still the narration will continue between Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadeva Goswami. In next 3-4 verses also, the same line is continuing. We will discuss in the next verse. So any questions or doubts? Okay, Grandhara Srimad